second.
All right.
So, Ms. Keelich, the first thing we have tonight is the public hearing for the proposed superintendent contract. And so this time we'll need you to open the hearing, and then we'll complete the steps of that.
We have to do a motion and all that fun stuff, or we just
You
get
just
the
open
opening it? All right, so we have an open public hearing for the superintendent's contract.
I will let you know that compliance with notice posting requirements according to Indiana code were completed. It was published in the Chronicle Tribune and on our website on May 6th, which met that 10-day prior deadline.
Comments or questions?
Seeing the crowd, I don't know if I want to.
Oh. Uh-oh. All right, public meeting is adjourned.
Now we can get into our regular.
Now we're gonna do the
schedule.
regular schedule. So once again, I'm asking you to stand, we're gonna say the pledge, please. Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All members are present with the exception of Mrs. Longacre and Mr. Haynes.
Our vision here at Madison-Grant United School Corporation is to inspire, cultivate, and promote excellence in every Argyle, followed by our mission that Madison-Grant is an innovative education community, empowering students to be future ready. Public comments. The public is always invited to speak before the board. Please stand when recognized by the president and state your first and last name. Comments should be addressed to the board and be limited to items on the agenda. No complaints or accusations regarding personnel can be allowed during this public discussion time. A time limit of 3 minutes will be given. If more than one person is represented for a group, only one spokesperson will be heard. There is an opportunity for additional comments on non-agenda items towards the end of the meeting. Hearing none, we will move forward.
Sorry. You're good.
You're good.
You're good.
Traffic was bad. It was not bad.
From Fairmount to here,
Yes, my attention got a little second.
all good.
Got ready at 6 and then immediately. Woo.
All right, need a motion for the approval of minutes, please. First by Dr. Sneed, second by Mr. Stanley. All those in favor? Motion passes.
The next item we're seeking approval of is vouchers this evening. You'll see in your board claims that there were EFT transactions in the amount of $246,354.35. We did have check number 10483 through 10539 in the amount of $211,461.13. And we had our payroll on May 22nd in the amount of $283,557.93. Equaling a grand total of $741,373.41. You can take a few minutes to review claims.
Anybody have questions on vouchers?
The bus fee there, is that something we should expect more than that, or is that the one time?
To best one,
Yes.
that's going to be the bulk
Okay.
of catch-up. And again, I know I've reiterated this, but just thankful for their partnership.
Yeah.
You know, since our bus mechanic departed and them stepping in, much higher professional services than what we typically have. But again, we've been saving that salary and benefits on our mechanic as well.
So that's just a standard month then, if we were to use them, if we had to use them?
It's by job.
So it wasn't a catch-up situation where we had a bunch of
Well-
stuff that was not done and needed to be done?
Correct.
It was, okay.
Yep. Catch up of just some routine maintenance that needed to be completed
Mhm.
in preparation of bus inspections that I think are begin June 2nd.
Okay.
Good?
But let's hope that bill goes down.
That's what,
All right, I need a motion for the approval of vouchers, please. First by Mr. Stanley, second by Mrs. Martin. All those in favor? Motion passes.
Next is approval of personnel as presented in your packet.
Any questions? Need a motion for the approval of personnel. First by Mrs. Martin, second by Dr. Sneed. All those in favor? Motion passes.
That brings us to approval of donations. And here's that Greek terminology again. But with $400 donation to Somerville Elementary School, and that is split across unpaid lunch fees, the art department, and speech and hearing services. And then also Union Chapel Community Church donated $50 to Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Need a motion for the approval of donations, please. First by Mrs. Longacre, second by Mr. Stanley. All those in favor? Motion passes.
Brings us to approval of fundraisers. Mr. Herniak and the athletic department are seeking approval, Coach Pitt, for our annual one-day tennis tournament in August. And then Coach Parker with the Direct Ask campaign for our softball program. And then Mr. Rutherford, in coordination with Mrs. Stanley, are seeking permission for our annual Otis Spunkmeyer Fall Cookie Sales fundraiser here at the junior senior high.
All already?
No. I think they have to coordinate dates with the vendor and
Sure.
and all that. But
Sure. All right, need a motion for the approval of fundraisers, please. First by Mrs. Longacre, second by Mr. Stanley. All those in favor? Motion passes.
Brings us to action items. So the first action item this evening is appointment of superintendent.
Any questions? Need a motion for the approval of superintendent, please. First by Dr. Sneed, second by Mrs. Martin. All those in favor? Motion passes. Congratulations, sir.
You should have had like a music, like, you know, they played for the Bulls when they came out in the 90s. What do they call that song?
This is more than enough anyway. This is more than enough, but, let's take a quick minute.
Yeah,
You know, but,
absolutely.
just a few thank yous. There's a little bit of a crowd. But, you know, I'll take my wife Amber. To do this job at the level it requires, there has to be support and understanding at home. She understands that there's good days and bad days. Yet she's consistent every day when I walk through the door, and that means a lot. So she allows me to fully focus on the bands on this side, and she keeps the rest of it afloat, and life goes on. So thanks, babe. 2 of our 5 children are here this evening, but Elsie, Sadie, Urban, Brindley, and Lara, oftentimes, or sometimes, they get shortchanged a little bit, but just thankful for the grace they extend to me each day. Periodically, family time gets interrupted by phone calls. Sometimes Ben doesn't walk out of the office when he thinks he's going to walk out of the office. And oftentimes they're left to play in the gym or hang out in the office while I tidy some things up, but they don't miss a beat and keep going. Some of you know, some of you don't know, but thankful for the support of our extended family. My mom and dad, Tim and Deb, my in-laws, Scott and Sherry, are here with us this evening. Thankful for their support of Amber, me, all 5 kids. It's a little bit crazy sometimes, you know, and so, but just, we don't take their support for granted. So thank you guys. They're invested, they're involved, and they symbolize the value of family. We appreciate that. So thank you guys. And then finally to you guys, just thank you guys for your continued trust in my leadership. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years.
It's a good thing we like him. No, we're not here.
But a lot's happened in that 10 years.
Yes, it has.
You know, and over that time, I found this place to be home. You know, obviously, Elsie and Urban and Lara are here in the district with me each day. Some choose to stay over in Panther country, but that's okay. But, you know, it's just, there's been a lot that's happened in the last 10 years as a district, and a lot of good things to still come. So it's an honor to just continue to serve our students, our staff, our families, our community in this role alongside each of you. So I just, again, thank you guys for your trust in my leadership, and we'll keep moving forward. So thank you.
Well, congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
A lot of us have been here since you walked through the door. What you have done for our district is no short of amazing.
And we
appreciate that.
appreciate your dedication and your hard work. It has shown in the growth of what has been Madison-Grant and will continue to be a Madison-Grant district. So we are
Appreciate that.
extremely appreciative and congratulations.
Thank you. We've got a good team.
Yes, we do.
Okay, now that brings us to appointment of corporation treasurer and deputy treasurer. So now with my appointment of superintendent, I need to relinquish the reins of corporation treasurer. And so I am recommending that Anna Richard be the Madison-Grant Corporation treasurer, and Mrs. Allison McGuire be recommended as the Madison-Grant Corporation deputy treasurer. So I will still retain my CFO duties, but just seeking appointment of them as corporation treasurer and deputy treasurer.
All right, need a motion for the approval of the corporation treasurer and deputy treasurer, please. First by Mrs. Martin, second by Mr. Stanley. All those in favor, motion passes.
And then that brings us back to our favorite policies. But what you have in front of you tonight, volume 38, number 2 for second reading. I will entertain any questions at this time, and I will do my best to answer them, no promises. But outside of that, just seeking approval for those policy updates for volume 38, number 2.
Is there any reason the hours was taken out of the teacher's contract?
That's a great question.
Okay.
Because the legislators decided. How about that?
Sounds good.
Say it isn't so. Never mind.
There you go.
All right, any other questions on the policies? All right, need a motion for the approval of round 2 of the Neola policies, please. First by Mrs. Martin, second by Mr. Stanley. All those in favor, motion passes.
That concludes our action items for the evening. That brings us to miscellaneous. So last meeting, I gave you guys some information on non-certified employee raises. And I will entertain questions. And I will tell you where I started there was a baseline of 4%. You can see my math on those spreadsheets. But since our association never negotiates based upon percentage, it's hard to find that comparable percentage. In places where you see a higher percentage, it is because we are behind the wage market. And I would desire to make some ground. Other areas, for instance, right now, ed professionals, not ed professionals, but instructional aides, we have 3 categories. We have an instructional aide, we have an instructional aide with a parapro certification, we have an instructional aide with a degree. 3 different pay rates. So what I'm proposing in this is that we structure that down to 1 pay rate for instructional aides. Okay, now, for those that are currently receiving the highest rate, they would obviously move less than the one receiving the less. So that's where we're offsetting that with stipends. So if you look in that, even though their base rate may be a little bit less, I'm offsetting that with a stipend to equal the same amount of an employee's raise that may not be making that wage to begin. So any spot where we have somebody where there's different pays of rate within a job classification and we're looking to align that, then that's how I've chosen to do that and to offset the base salary increases with stipend amounts. We're not voting on these here tonight. This was just another opportunity for us to revisit it. I will tell you that what I proposed to you guys in this is at an increase in our ed and ops fund. Now I focus on ed and ops. Remember, food service is self-funded, so that takes care of itself. I'm not looking at anything that is grant related. But in our ed and op funds, based upon the raises that I put in front of you tonight, it will cost us an additional $128,498.43. I also noted last meeting that the admin restructuring, including in central office and across the district, is set to save the district $136,524. So even in delivering these raises, we're still saving about $8,000 more. And it's nice to sit in here and talk about raises when a lot of places are talking about RIFs.
Yeah.
Are the stipends taxed at the same rate? They're not considered like a bonus or?
No, it's lumped right in, so they'll just have their salary line and then the stipend line. Obviously, it would inflate that gross pay for that paycheck.
Right.
Can the stipend be given separately in a separate, like on the off week?
Okay, so that is one of the things that I have discussed with Allison, and that is that is a possibility. And so we don't necessarily have to lump it in. So if we wanted to pay it out separately, we can. We actually did that, I'd have to have Allison refresh me in the new system, invoice. But I would, if that would be our desire for the few that it is, that wouldn't be a problem. And honestly, it's one of the biggest headaches of paying out stipends because that's often the biggest complaint because it inflates that gross salary, or that gross pay, which then gets taxed.
Personally, I like it on the off week, but
Yeah. I get it. With the consolidation of the two elementaries, it's why we've taken an opportunity to look at some of our department structures and figure out if there are things that we can do to better serve our staff, our students, our facilities, all across the board. Again, just trying to put the data in front of you so that you have it, so that you can be informed. But if you have any questions as we get away from tonight, don't hesitate to call, send me an email, whatever it may be. But essentially, I think the bottom line to me is that these rates is come at an increase of 128,000, but we're saving 136,000. Right. So. The other miscellaneous item is we cannot escape policies yet, but I know. In front of you, you have Neola Volume 38, number 1 for a first reading. This one's pretty simple, you guys. There's not a lot to this one. Again, I just encourage you to start with the summary sheet. That's where I start with each one. A lot of it's just some replacement of some language, a few rescinded based upon previous ones. So this one really isn't that deep of a read or that difficult. Not nearly as overwhelming as a couple of the last ones. And all of that should have been uploaded in your board docs too, the summary sheet plus each one. Okay. Superintendent's updates. So girls track at the regional this evening at Fort Wayne Carroll. Baseball scheduled to play Wednesday at 5:30 at Blackford. Softball is scheduled to play in the that's baseball sectional, softball sectional. Thursday at 5:30, and we're actually hosting the softball sectional. Mrs. Longacre, did you get your ticket?
I did.
Okay. And then Thursday, boys track regional at Fort Wayne Carroll. So it's kind of nice to look at those heat sheets and see a few of our kids up in the top 3 or 4 and some of those events. So I know Blade Harris in the 300 hurdles and who?
Will?
Yeah, Will in the pole ball, and then Rosin White in shot put and disc. I know the Winchester girls competing tonight in the pole vault as well. And then we had one in either the shot or the disc. I can't remember tonight, but so it's sectional and regional. It's state tournament time for spring sports. Just as another reminder, I've already registered, but if any of you desire to register for the School Boards Association seminars on June 9th or the 18th, school laws on the 9th, school budget finances on the 18th. That is at the, whatever the conference center is in Plainfield. They're connected to the hotel, but if you have any interest in attending either one of those, let me know, and I'll work with Mrs. Richards to get you guys registered for those. And that brings us back to yet another public expressions. So the public is always invited to speak before the board. Please stand when recognized by the president and state your first and last name. Comments should be addressed to the board and be limited to corporation issues only. No complaints or accusations regarding personnel can be allowed during this public discussion time. A time limit of 3 minutes will be given. If more than one person is represented per group, only one spokesperson will be heard. Hearing-
Oh, my God.
I was gonna say,
You gotta know off.
You can.
Hearing none,
Oh, we gotta put the timer up
there,
there.
my famous timer. Bring us to school board expressions.
I just, congratulations, Ben. You've been even more than anybody even expected. And it is appreciated more than you'll ever know. And we're happy that you're with us. And I'll hold you to the 12 years.
That's what I've got. That's what I've got. So thank you.
Well, congratulations, Ben.
Thank you.
Glad to hear. I'm actually changing the subject. The Madison-Grant Trap team is having a community day shoot on June 8th. So 2 weeks from yesterday. So the public is welcome to come out, try trap shooting. If there's any kids out there that would like to try it, we would welcome. We actually received a grant for, I think, $9,600. So we're doing community day. It'll be free for everyone to come out and shoot that wants to. And
What
so,
time?
6:30
At the Deer Creek.
at Deer Creek Conservation Club, just outside of Jonesboro. Yes. Contact me if you're interested in doing that. And we actually have 18 students participating in the state trap shooting, June 21st. So, yeah. I think
Is that
that's
your
the-
largest group?
I don't know if it's our largest. We actually do pretty
Yeah, no, I know you guys
well.
are.
Yeah, we have quite a few kids.
And it's always like the hottest day.
It is always the hottest day, yeah.
It's like the coldest day all through trap, and then
And
that day turns comes and you bake.
then the state shoot comes, yeah, it is hot. Yeah, that's the Indiana Gun Club.
Okay.
Very exciting.
So 6:30 PM on June 8th.
Yes.
Okay. Upcoming events. It is hard to believe, but Thursday is our last student day. We will also host the Great Goblin Goodbye at noon on that day as we celebrate the life of Summitville and all the good stuff that has happened there over the years. And then just some fun activities for the kids in the afternoon. But that will begin at noon on Thursday, May 30th, Saturday at 1:00 PM. We have our virtual Prep Academy of Indiana at Madison-Grant's graduation ceremony, including our Beacon Online Academy. So that will be at 1 PM on Saturday. And then we come back on June 4th at 6:30 PM with our senior awards program. June 7th will be at 4:00 PM will be our Madison-Grant Junior Senior High School graduation. And then June 9th, we will be right back here in this room for a regularly scheduled board meeting. I'll hold those dates for a second in case anybody needs it.
I gotta put it in my phone or I just. I think all the reminders I can get. All right,
Okay.
need a motion for adjournment, please. First by Mrs. Longacre, second by Mr. Stanley, all those in favor, motion passes. I know, Mrs. Longacre, I get you every time.
I wanna be clear on it, let's get out of here. Edie?